Hey, what's going on? This is your boy J Ro from the Blind Boss Podcast. Sending love to you and your loved ones, all love. I want to talk about something that's very, very interesting during these political times. How about that? You know, everybody have their Democratic views and their liberal views, and I know that a lot of people have their conservative views and their Republican views, and some people got their independent views and all that stuff. Well, let's talk about it. Okay, first we got to talk about somebody like Kamala Harris, right? I know she claimed to be something that she's clearly not. You know, you got a lot of people that's sitting back and they're endorsing her just because she says she's black. But she herself always used to say that she's the first South Asian senator, came out and said this plenty of times. And I think that we need to sit back and stop having these identity politics, personally. I don't care if she was Indian, purple, polka dot, whatever. If she's going to sit back and do right by the American people, I will be down with it. However, she hasn't done anything to show that she's going to be down with the American people. Just by the way she's handled the border, just by the way she's even handled us as black people with having frivolous crimes, over 1,500 black folks sitting up being locked up for things that was, not even like significant. And giving extra people time for weed, but yet she's smoking weed, and she's a hypocrite. She bragged about it and laughed about it. A young man who was sitting up here on death row was about to lose his life, and she tried to hide the evidence. Like, how can we trust somebody like that? Think about it, guys. If you was in that man's shoes, and you got a family, and you was innocent, the group of people that's supposed to be protecting you is actually hiding the evidence so that you can actually hit the electric chair. Put yourself in that man's position. Is that fair? And then I want to sit back and ask, to sit up here and even hold people in prison for more lengthier times than expected because you want to have literal slave labor in prison. You think that's fair too? We got to think. And then she's so much endorsing the LGBT community. Listen, I don't have no gripe with y'all. But you know what I do have a gripe with? It's putting that stuff in the schools, contaminating children's minds at a young age. See, one thing I learned back in the day, and even in religious sectors, you have the Pope, he said something very prevalent back in the day. He said, if you would give me your children for 7 years, you'll have a Catholic for life. What that goes to show, and what that states is, you can indoctrinate your children's mind at an early age and they'll be that. And guess what? That's against the laws of nature. What are we doing? Is that right? Like, if somebody decide to be that later on in their life, let them be that. But how dare you indoctrinate our children talking about there's more than two genders? There's no such thing. Matter of fact, when the woman give birth, right? Whatever genitalia they have, that's what they put as the sex. Simple as that. I have an issue with that, And why do you have people like D.L. Hewley, even Plies as of recently? You had Steve Harvey, and you got Roland Martin, and you got all these people talking about throwing this woman softball questions just because she's in y'all fraternity or she's in y'all sorority or whatever that is. No. Y'all sorority, y'all fraternity is not more important than the whole United States. I don't care what color you are. Either you're going to do something for everybody or you're going to sit up here and you're going to run the country into the ground. And she had already 3.5 years with Joe Biden, and the only thing she's done is help run the country into the ground. We got to stop sitting up here trying to pander to people. I ain't got no love for these rappers too. I don't care about no Megan Thee Stallion. And you know what? I stay here in the South, and I disagree with Little John, and I disagree with all these people trying to endorse people just because they're color. Just because you get your pockets waxed don't mean that they're sitting up here going to do the best for the country. And I'm honestly, we got to stop jucking and jiving and bojangling for people. We got to stop that. If you're not going to do something for us, first of all, the South Asian community, honestly, what she's done for them is gave them over $26 billion just last year. And we can't ask for anything. They're giving billions of dollars to Ukraine, but we can't ask for anything. They gave billions of dollars to the LGBT community, but we can't ask for anything. Listen, I respect what your boy Kwame Brown, he called them the go along, get along gang. And I respect that because that's what they are. And just because you're a part of a boule system that want everybody to sit up here and worship you guys, and just because you want somebody that claim to be you, but they're clearly not even you, they claim you just to get your vote, you foolish. Okay? With Donald Trump, I don't agree with everything that he does either. But let me tell you something. At least he's actually willing to answer the questions that you put in front of him. At least he's willing to get on the camera and even answer the tough questions. When you sit up here and got somebody wasn't even selected by the people to run for the Democratic presidency role, you know, she was never selected. Like she wasn't even elected, rather. She was selected by her peers. But what about the people? What about the people? Like, think about it. Like, what about the people? Like, we should have a say. So they just went over us and just selected somebody. And she wasn't even good enough to even get past the primaries in 2020. But all of a sudden, she's the savior of the world. Stop the nonsense. Cut the cap. Let's go back to Donald Trump. At the end of the day, I can tell you from a business standpoint, I had more money in my pocket when I was with Trump. Gas prices, I have it even on a picture that I took a few years ago, how the gas price was $1.41 in my city. I know for a fact that I was able to even afford more groceries, more food for my family, and everything wasn't so expensive. I think that we got to be careful of this media because these media outlets will actually paint a picture of people that they want to push and then people that they want to demonize. You know, that's the reason why, you know, you got YouTubers, and I'm very new to this game, but you got people that's been out way before me that's actually out exposing the madness, exposing this crap. You know, I don't care what color you are. If you're going to do right for the people, if you're going to protect the borders, are you going to sit up here and stop all this child trafficking? What about the babies, man? What about, you know, all these policies that Kamala Harris have been doing for the last 3.5 years? She's the chip off the Joe Button block. And we see that that's been a failure, period. So why would you consider and keep going for failure? Just because she's a color? It's nonsense. Do better than that. You're a thinker. Just because they want to sit up here and have your favorite celebrities pander to you and say, oh, well, you know, if you're down with me, you can be on my side and vote for this person. But you ask them, like, these are people that are millionaires that are getting even more money and getting their pockets even more greased. And you don't even have your time to get what you deserve. You literally deserve to sit back and vote for somebody that's going to do right by the people. Take a look at how even housing is. Think about housing. Take a look how many homeless people we got because housing is so out of control. You know, not even 4 or 5 years ago, I would say about 5, 6 years ago, you can find a place where I'm from and it can be a 1-bedroom, 1-bath for at least $550 a month. You can get a 2-2 for like $650 a month. Now that's been doubled and tripled down there. What is that? So we care more about bringing immigrants over here and migrants over here. You know, there's even speculation that like $4,000, $5,000 in cash, and then they're also getting like $15,000 in food stamps. But yet, you American citizens, and you sitting up here paying all this money in taxes every day. You know, you're just working hard just to get ends meet. How fair is that? Sit back and think about what you're doing. All this identity politics, what is it for? It's for a group of people. Like, and then the thing I don't get, another thing I don't get, just throwing it out there. Kamala Harris and all these people can't even tell you what a woman is. How can you be a woman and you don't know what a woman is? For any real female that's out there, they should feel disrespected. They should feel disrespected. And then you got less than 1% that are LGBT community. But yet Kamala is pushing that all across the world. We got to stop, guys. Only thing she's doing is literally trying to destroy humanity. Because whether we like it or not, if 2 men were together or 2 women were together, there's no way that they can procreate. Please think about what you're doing. This is your boy J. Rowe, the Blind Boss Podcast. I send my love to you and yours, and I want you to have a great day. Please like, share, and subscribe. Love y'all. Peace.